welcome to Pilates for Parkinson's and anyone else that wants to do it. I said Pilates, it's kind of a combination of Pilates and yoga, so we're doing a little bit of both. This video is all about standing balance, and in my opinion, these are kind of some advanced standing balance poses. So if you have never taken a class with me before, you might want to go do the one that was standing at the wall first. But if you're ready just to jump on in there, then let's do this. Paying attention to how you feel, challenge yourself, but don't overdo, okay? Great. Let's go ahead and stand up. And we're gonna start with a chair. So the back of the chair is to us. And as always, I have not yet found a chair that I really like for balance, because the tendency when we put our hands on the chair is to kind of lean into the chair, and now I've lost my alignment. So find that long spine, little bend in the knees, fingertips can be on the chair or maybe not. And let's start by just a moment of closing your eyes if you're comfortable with that. Because what I want you to do is take a moment to feel your alignment more than thinking about it. So feel the feet pressing into the floor, maybe even wiggle the toes around a little bit. When you press the feet down, reach the crown of the head high, kind of just let all the pieces and parts fall into alignment. So when the crown of the head reaches high, hopefully we just got our ears right above our shoulders, and our shoulders above our rib cage, which are above our pelvis, which are probably above the ankles, the heel, the foot area. Put a little bend in those knees. As you're ready, blink open those eyes. I want you to stand up kind of close to the chair, and then we're going to take the right foot and just slide that foot back and let the heel come down towards the floor. And when you do that, you're bending into the left knee. And what we would like to have is the knee pretty much above the ankle. So that's the angle that we're shooting for. Now, we're all going to be different with this. So some of you might prefer taking a shorter stance. Fantastic. Some of you might want to take a really big step back. That's fine as well. One thing that you could take a moment to look at is if your feet are directly in line with each other, like if my back foot is right in line with my front foot, then it's kind of like I'm doing this on a tightrope or a balance beam, and that's just ridiculously too much. So I recommend that making sure your feet, it's more like they're on railroad tracks, more like you stand, right? So we're just taking that right foot and sliding it back, planting the heel towards the floor. It might not make contact. So once you get here, let's think about the alignment of our torso. The crown of the head is still reaching high. Shoulders are back. Belly is strong. You might have the hands on the chair. Maybe the hands are down by your sides. And you're pressing the feet into the floor, engaging those legs. Let's take several times and straighten that front leg and then bend it. You might have a hand on the floor, on the chair, might not. So playing with that, belly is still strong. Most of us have a tendency to want to look down. I want you to try to keep looking straight ahead. Nice. Next time you bend into that left knee, keep the knee bent. Again, crown of the head reaches high. Legs are really strong. We're going to take the right hand, reach that arm out in front, and then let the arm float up towards the ceiling. So the fingertips are reaching to the ceiling. The shoulder is down in the torso, not lifted up towards the ear. With the belly pulling in, some of you might even be comfortable kind of working on lifting the chest and almost doing a little teeny bit of a back bend. If that puts any pain in your lower back, come back to a more straight position. Bring that hand down. You could do the same thing with the other hand. Reach that left hand up. Pull the shoulder back into the torso. You might float that hand up towards the ceiling, lift the chest a bit, maybe a little bit of a back bend. And that back bend is by lifting the chest. It's not by dropping the head back. So you're still looking kind of up. And bring that hand down. So notice how you're feeling. Legs are strong. Take a moment and kind of think about pressing that front shin forward and pressing that back heel back. So legs are super strong, belly is strong. This time, if you want to play around some more, that right hand could reach up. Maybe the left hand joins it so the arms are extended up, fingertips reaching to the ceiling. Legs are strong, you're breathing. And then when you're ready, with control, bring those hands back down. Whew. From here, we're gonna come up on the toes of that back foot, press forward, and take a big giant step forward. So lots of balance work, but also lots of leg work. Something that might feel good here is just to step the feet back for a moment and get a little stretch in your back. There's a bend in the knees. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna go grab that other side. Right foot's gonna stay forward this time, and we'll slide that left foot back. And the way I'm showing this today is both feet are pointed forward. If you wanted to take that back foot at about a 45-degree angle, so my heel just kind of dropped in, you can definitely do that. It might make your foundation a little more stable, so both options are good. So again, pressing the feet into the floor, you're playing around with how big that stride is. Hands can be on the chair, crown of the head high, belly strong. Several times play with straightening and bending that front knee, and just kind of notice what you're feeling. How are your legs doing? Where are you getting some stretching? Notice if anything is painful. If there's anything painful, we stop. Next time that right knee reaches forward, we're going to pause here for a moment. So, crown of the head's high, shoulders are back, belly is strong. We're pressing the feet into the floor, legs are giving us all that balance. If you wanted to, left arm could reach up. Continue to extend the arm high, fingertips reach to the ceiling, a couple of breaths here. Maybe that lift of the chest and a little bit of a back bend, still breathing. That hand's going to come down. Whew, shake all that off. Strong through the legs, strong through the center. Right hand reaches up. And maybe your hand's right up to the ceiling. Maybe it's out to the sides a little bit. It's really going to depend on your shoulders, so just explore what's right for you there. Strong legs, long spine. If there's any pain in the lower back, think about pulling your belly button towards your spine. Engage those muscles, and they'll help to protect you. Let's bring that hand down. Okay, if you're up for it, we're going to go for both hands. If you're not up for it, just pick either hand when you're ready. One arm floats up, fingertips to the ceiling. Check out how the other side feels. You can give it a shot and bring hands back down. So the chest is lifted. Woo, the belly is strong. Several breaths here. And then when you're ready, with control, one hand comes down, and then the other hand comes down. Gonna come up on the toes of that back foot and press yourself forward. Oh, man, that is some good hip work, good balance. Okay, we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to have you turn your chair around. And from here, let's go ahead and just take both hands to the edges of the chair. And you'll have to just kind of play around with the distance that you're feeling. feet are from the chair. What I want you to feel like you're in is kind of like when we go into table on hands and knees. So it's like a modified table because our legs are straight and we're using the chair. Several times just play around with cat and cow. And as you're doing that, you might notice that you want to bring the feet further away from the chair or closer to the chair. So at some point, we're finding that long spine. Same alignment cues we use with everything. The crown of the head is reaching forward. Your tail is reaching back. Ears in line with the shoulders, in line with the ribcage, in line with the pelvis. So we got it all going on and our belly's pulling towards our spine. I'm going to recommend you bring the feet a little closer together. Bend in the knees. We're going to slide that right foot back. Toes are still on the floor. Really get strong through your center because those are the muscles that are going to help support you as you play with lifting that back foot up off the floor. And from here you get to play. Maybe your toes are just hovering up off the floor. That's fantastic. Maybe you're lifting that leg up even higher. Either way, press into that heel. Get really strong through the leg. Your belly still pulls to your spine. Several breaths. And then when you're ready, that foot will come to the floor. Nice. Maybe a couple of cat and cows. Just release through the back. And then when you're ready, long spine, engage through your center before you actually need those muscles. You've already got them working for you. Left foot will slide back. Little bend in that support leg. Lift that back foot. You decide how high. Maybe the toes are just hovering off the floor. Maybe you're reaching that leg high, pressing into the heel. Several breaths here, knowing you can always come out of a shape when it makes sense for you. Floor. Whew. Let's go ahead and bring those hands to the thighs and come up to standing and just shake all that out. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more options here, knowing you can always stop when you're ready. But we're just going to keep on playing a little bit. Whew. When you're ready. If you wanted to, you could several times inhale, sweep those hands up high towards the ceiling, and exhale them back down. And at some point, hands will come back to the chair, bend the knees, long spine, all your alignment cues. Shift your weight over to that left foot, right foot's gonna slide back. Lift that right leg again. So you could do just like you did before, or maybe you start playing with where your hands are a little bit. And you really need to know your chair for this, because you can't put a whole lot of weight in the back of that chair or it could tip. So you might bring those hands up to the chair, see how that feels. Belly is still strong. I've seen some of you in class actually take your hands away from the chair. I don't have that in me today, I'm tired, so pay attention to how you're feeling. Nice, when you're ready with control, that leg will come back to the floor. Hands come back to the base of the chair, shoulders out of the ears, strong belly. Let's bend to the right knee, left foot slides back, same thing, lift that leg. Strong belly, long spine, and maybe you explore placement of the hands, again, thinking about your chair and how it can support you. When you're ready, that foot will come down. Hands back to your chair. Whew, and let's bring it up and shake all that out. Okay. Last thing. One more time, here we go. We're gonna find our hands to the chair, find in our table so our knees are bent. Inhale those hands up. This time, if you wanted to, as you exhale, you could just fold forward to your chair. Long spine, shoulders out of the ears, strong through your center. This time we're gonna take the right foot back, lift that foot, And I want you to play with something we haven't done so far in this series, but see if you could lift that right hip up. So my toes just turned to the side and I've lifted my right hip up, and then I'm going to take my toes back to the floor and lower the hips so they're parallel. So a lot of times in yoga class this will be called closing your hips, and this is opening your hips. So just playing around with that a few times. You might get a little popping and cracking things going on in your hips. I certainly am. Next time you close the hips, bring that foot to the floor. Going to do the same thing with the other side. Get alignment first. Engage your muscles before you need them. Slide that left foot back. Let the leg float up. And several times just play with opening up those hips. And closing. Nice. After that last one, doing as many as you want to do. You'll bring that foot to the floor. Go ahead and stand up tall. And then I don't know about you, but I'm going to go ahead and have a seat. Thank you guys so much for participating in our pretty challenging standing balance series, in my opinion at least. I look forward to any feedback you can provide me, and hope we're all together again soon. Thank you. Bye.